Right, this is just a quick one on the burner Talos anomic base. Somebody was asking in the questions if this had changed recently. So I'm just using the harpy here, and I'm just going to run through it quickly and make sure that nothing's changed, because your person that had asked in the comments had said that there was a problem with applying damage. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but I'm running this. What day are we on today? This is 23rd of April 2024. So let's just run this and see what's going on. Right, here we are. So once again, I'll just show this fit. We have two Republic Fleet Smoke Shield Extenders, we have an Afterburner with a Micro Warp Drive, and then just weaponry, ancillary current router, hybrid buster reactor, and then magfield stabs. So we're just going for DPS and then a thicker tank just to absorb any hits if we get targeted. Now, I should mention before I start this, one of the things that's been happening recently is I've been getting some serious wrecking shots in some missions, and in one case there was there was a burner mission earlier on where I took a wrecking shot that seemed to be more than the stats say that ship could put out. So there is, like, I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but there is something unusual going on here. So let's get in. Standard plan, we get into this, we immediately hang either left or right. Punch a micro warp, and then just to bring the visual up, we are just trying to keep clear of the proximity turrets. So I'm trying to keep clear of that one, which is nice. We don't want to get within 10. Now I'm just adjusting the angle so that I can glide between. Obviously I have them here and here. I'm actually going to throw all of my brackets on. They are all on. There we go. And then once I clear the field, which is now, we start spiraling in. So I'm not getting too severe. Gonna go high. Keeping an eye on distance. Again, spiral down here. And then orbit at 2.5. And that's us. So we're going to turn off the micro warp drive once it cancels. We're going to turn on the afterburner, hit the old targeting, turn on our weaponry, and this is where we might get tagged with some hits, because we are going to line up with this one. We seem to be okay. We are applying damage. Obviously 416 plus 25, so roughly sort of 440 damage. And we're munching through, no problems. So sorry man, I'm not exactly sure what problems you're having with this, but I seem to be applying. Let me just change range on this. So if I pull into 500, I'm just checking that I am tracking at 500 and seeing what I'm doing. Getting grazies, getting penetrates. And then if we drop out to 5,000, that was probably the wrong time to do it, but we'll see what happens. I've been tagged a little bit. So my optimal is just at 5,000, and that's pushed me all the way out to 6. So I'm not hitting that well out there. I'll bring it back in. So I'm not sure where your optimal is, but if you're orbiting 2.5, even 4 and below, you should be targeting, because an orbit of 4,000 will bring you down, bring you around about 5,000. just don't want to die when I am head onto that. So there we go, and I'm gonna just dive straight down. Obviously I've got my separate overviews here, so the way I normally run it. And I'm just gonna whip straight up. This time I'm actually gonna remember to reload all my stuff. Opening, hitting enter to quick loot. I love that tip. Your man that gave it to us, that is just a fantastic tip in general. And then we're going to turn off the afterburner and punch the micro warp. And then all I'm going to do is just sort of aim roughly past these turrets. So a lot of camera work in this. I actually find for missions like this, I don't particularly like the tactical screen. But that is preference. Some people absolutely love it, some people don't. For me, it's not something that adds anything as opposed to shifting the camera around. It's just personal preference. So we're just going to bounce over here, keeping an eye where the line of turrets is. Right, spiraling in, or sort of just tilting in a little bit this time. But then this time I'm just going to orbit 3.5 for good measure. Lock on, micro warp off. Just waiting for that to die. I'm probably going to take a couple of hits. Now remember, when your micro warp's on, your signature radius is expanded, so they will get better tracking on you. Doesn't really matter to the guy that you're close to, but the other one might get a good hit off, so you have to watch for that. But now you can see there, we are orbiting around about 4,000 because I set the orbit about 3.5, and we're well within range of the guns. So again, applying damage, no problem whatsoever. So sorry that doesn't help. If it's not a range issue, I don't know what it was, but again, as I said before, there has been some jankiness going on. I was flying with the Argal in a burner mission earlier, as I said, and yeah, I took a shot that is higher than the output. Like the actual damage that applied to the shield in individual points, ignoring resistances, was beyond what should have been able to be applied, but then there was a resistances on top of it, so it should have been less than half of that. I didn't understand what was going on. Fucking shat myself. And I've got mods for repairing, which is pretty much the only reason that I survived. Obviously with these setups I am running it doesn't really matter to this one, but for the everything else that's armor tanked, I've got the, is it ASCII plans? Once this is popped, but I've got the, yeah, so the armor rep and amount mods, cerebral implants, that's the ones. That seems to be keeping everything nice and fine normally. Right, I'm going to pull a hard turn in. Oi, 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 slowed way too far down there. Reload. Let's have a look at what we got. Oh, we can go straight through here. So I'm heading this way and I'm punching on the micro warp. And got a little tag there, but it's fine. That was not the turret I'm worried about. Oh, I'm actually gonna... Oi. That's the turret I'm worried about. We're safe. ish. Let's go that way. So just manually piloting through the turrets. Let's check on that. 30's closest, 10 activates them, so we're safe. There we go. Just going to be a bit more aggressive this time. Turn the micro warp off there and orbit at 2.5. Engage the guns. Micro warp off, afterburner on. That's not too bad in general. Nice simple mission. Fairly easy ship to do it. Now if you step up to cruisers, the old way of doing this was with the Vagabond, and it is quite a good way of doing it in general, but because they increase signature radius, you usually get tagged a little bit more. Although this isn't a particularly bad room to tank if you're set up right. There's various different ways of doing it, and I find this quite, well, like, kind of relaxing ones, because manual piloting isn't something we often do any of. That much, so especially mission running. So I quite like this. There we go, a little bit more. I'm actually going to turn off my afterburner. And there we go. So open that up. Give a pulse of the afterburner to get it open. And yep, the loot on this one was all crap. So that is about 13 minutes to complete, not including time travel, and for me it's been 16 minutes time travel because I had to go a few jumps to come out to this one. So I hope that helps or clarifies anything. It could be a range issue that's doing that, I'm not quite sure. But if you need any more help, any comments, anything like that, then give us a typo stuffs in the comments. I'm always willing to help and have a look at stuff. So thanks for watching. Bye.